That is not an easy question to answer, because even our language, if we take English, even our language is not very clear about it, because we have the word man, then we have the word human, and then we have the word woman. So all this have man inside. So man in general, as we know, is part of creation. And the rest is very much a question of interpretation, opinion, society, religion. As we want to define man from a certain perspective, or even if we try to be general, we always live in our time, right? This is the year 2016. If you would ask me the question 30, 40, 50 years ago, maybe I would give a totally different answer from the answer I'm giving now, and perhaps in 50 years you would still ask anybody, that would give you very, very different answers to that. The Islamic scholar and mystic and writer and theologian Al-Ghazali, once he was asked, is man superior to animals? And he said, well, any quality that man has, there are some animals who are better. Dogs can hear better and smell better. Horses can run faster. Ants and bees have a much more developed social system. They have a better society. So what really makes man better than animals? And he came to the conclusion that the only thing that makes man superior to animals is the fact that they are conscious of the existence of God. I found that it was a very, very interesting idea. And it's true, animals are not aware of that. From this slightly religious point of view, but we come a little bit closer as to what we can, man to be. Man, so is part of creation, and is only in that single sense superior to the animals, that he is conscious of his existence and of the existence of God. That is a tough question to answer, because what the ideal or perfect man is, I think it varies from one society to another, also changes in history. And also, I believe it's different from one person to another. So if we, for instance, we take how the real perfect man should look like, many people feel he should be hairy, have a hairy chest, large muscles. So it's a very physical aspect. I don't know where such ideas come from. I would believe that the ideal perfect man, as we think of masculinity, has some character traits, maybe. Of course, it's always a very physical thing. And to define that perfection, that ideal status or that ideal state of someone, how should we define that? By contrast to a perfect woman or to the ideal woman? I find it very, very hard to imagine, because there are so many ingredients that make a man really a good man. And we also would need to know what is the purpose of this degree of perfection. I really believe it's in the character traits. I noticed that really strong people, physically or mentally, are extremely nice people. People who are really very, very strong persons, who have achieved something, famous people. you can talk with them normally. They're just very, very normal people. Also very physically very strong people. They are very nice, and they, at least those who I met. I think the people who are not really of a very good character are those who just want to be famous or just want to appear strong, but they are not really measuring up.
Sometimes in life where you fall down and you feel like you don't have the strength to get back up. You sort of put a mask on your face when you come to school and pretend that everything's okay when it's not, and you go home and lay in your bed when no one's looking at you, when you don't have to impress anybody, and you're yourself. And fear comes in. You know the fear that you have as soon as you walk into the doors of your house. Maybe there's a broken home. Maybe you have doubt in your life. Maybe you don't know for sure what's going to be happening in the future, and it scares you. Maybe you're worried about what people think of you, what people say about you. Just that fear paralyzes you. And I just want to ask you today, do you think you have hope? Let me ask you, do you know who you are? You want to know who I think you are? You care about what your friends think who you are. You care about their opinion. You want to know who I am? You want to know what I think you are? I'll tell you right now. I don't care how you look. Honestly, if you're 400 kilos, I'm going to come up to you and give you a hug and say that I love you. I don't care if you're fat, short, tall, thin, what, I don't care, man. I really don't care how you look. I don't care what you're good at. I don't care what you're not good at. I don't care if you like rock and roll music or not. I don't care. I don't care.
Depression is normal. It's normal to go through these bouts or these seasons where there is chaos and there's entropy. There's frustration, there's confusion, there's craziness in your life. It's happening intrinsically and extrinsically. Depression, frustration, anxiety, pain, disillusion. It's just a natural part of the process of becoming a stronger version of yourself. It happens to us spiritually, and it happens in the world physically.
The choice that we have, though, is either to give up or keep on going. I want to ask you, what are you going to believe? Are you going to believe in yourself? Are you going to believe everybody else's judgment on you? Are you going to believe people when they say that you're a failure and no one really likes you, no one really cares about you? And it's not really to say that, hey, you need someone to come up and say, hey, really, I like you, I care about you. No, it's not that, but it's the fact that people put you down. People don't even look you in the eye. People ask you how you are and you say fine, but you're not fine, and they'll never know that. I tell you, life is interesting, life's a journey.
I found that with depression, one of the most important things you could realize is that you're not alone. You're not the first to go through it. And I wish I had someone at that time who could just pull me aside and, hey, it's gonna be okay. And on the other side of your pain is something good.
How did I get from depressed to who I am today? Because I tell you, I was depressed. You see, I will try 100 times to get up, and if I fail 100 times, if I fail and I give up, do you think that I'm ever going to get up? No. But if I fail, I try again and again and again. For as long as I try, there's always that chance of getting up. Does that make sense? And it's not the end until you've given up.
Pain is temporary. It may last for a minute, or an hour, or a day, or even a year. But eventually, it will subside, and something else will take its place. If I quit, however, it will last forever.
Let's say that you have a problem in your life. and you want to give up now. Imagine if someone 10 years older who's gone through the exact same thing that you have actually got through it and came to you and said, you know what? I know how it feels. I've been there. I've been going through what you're going through now, but I'm still here. You have a choice to either uplift somebody or put someone down. You either have the choice to step towards your goals and dreams or step away, going into temporary things. You have a choice to either give up or keep going. Give up or get up. When you fail, try again and again and again.
Of course, that would be a good question to ask a woman to answer. What I think, once again, it varies from one person to another. There's, for example, me. I'm European. I'm living in Asia, and there are a lot of Asian women who feel European men are good looking. Now I'm 60, and I believe objectively I'm not so good looking anymore. I never really was, and I'm surprised that sometimes in Indonesia, once I was walking by and then one woman was talking to the other, there comes a handsome man. So it's there's a lot of projections in there. Origin, society. For instance, in Europe, Asian women are very popular, I should say. Many men, European men, like Asian women for whatever reason. So is it also vice versa? Perhaps, perhaps not. There's one thing that is called attraction. There's an initial thing. You're attracted to someone. Wow, that guy looks great. I don't know, the hairstyle, the shirt, the cap, the bag, the stature. But I believe strongly, I mean, when I'm seeing people also sometimes I see there's someone really very beautiful young woman, and the moment you start talking with her, then she opens her mouth and OMG, it is so terrible the things she has to say. I believe the same thing is true for men, very obviously. So this handsome, gorgeous guy, and the woman starts to talk with him, oh, he's so attractive. And then this guy is a Facebook clicker. His life, the essence of his life is clicking likes and whatever on Facebook. What are you going to do with such an idiot? So I would believe any attraction fades instantly and lastingly, depending on the personality once again. So once again, physical attraction is one thing, but it would never last. I'm not talking about 10 years or 20 years, I'm talking about a week or two. Because once the person reveals the character, then you would see that man wasn't so interesting at all. And also, what is interesting in a man is also something like compatibility. For example, a woman who likes to hike. If the guy is a couch potato, it's just not going to work. So there's this compatibility of, to quite some extent, shared interests, shared activities. Some people say what is actually even more important is a similar level of education. That is one thing I was told, but I do not know, that many highly educated women in Malaysia, Indonesia, have a very hard time to find a suitable man, because the man, however gorgeous, however smart he is, he wants a woman who's a little bit perhaps less educated, so he can easily order her around for the sake of convenience. I feel very strange about such relationships. Again, attraction is mutual, and if that happens, that's really good. It's really good. There's a perspective, something can develop, but once again, only with mutual communication, shared interest, respect, and everything that comes in. Otherwise, any perfection, or whatever you want to call it, any perfection becomes pointless, meaningless. Better a reliable person in the house than a half-god 10 miles away, I believe.